Hello, everyone. Welcome to the new show that we're going to be starting here on the Scoundrels channel. It is a relatively small podcast with a couple of different people that will be changing out from episode to episode, probably. And the show is called Nothing But Giggles. Small podcast where we talk about various random topics we have on our minds and that might be currently happening, has happened, and whatever we might bring up during the show. For the first episode, we have thought of a small beginner topic, something that we're all pretty passionately feeling right now, and that is the current state of the video game market, E3, AAA games, and that whole business. If the rest of the funny scoundrels in this call would like to introduce themselves one by one, we can go down the list. How about first you go, Alm?
Hello, I'm Al, and I will not introduce myself any further. Go ahead, gently.
I'm gently, I'm Finnish.
Oh yeah, I'm Arab.
It is me. I am Bullet Trash the Carter. I am a niche micro celebrity, well known for underrated, underpowered loose cannon.
Bro gave his government name.
His government is
Why are
Christian
we
name.
supposed to do it like Giggle 1, Giggle 2?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
No, please.
No.
All right,
Anyway,
Giggle 6.
Shut up. Anyway, I'm Kem, mostly known for being an obnoxious ass furry.
Yeah,
At least he's self-aware.
yeah.
Okay. So we're just gonna talk about fucking E3 straight away because last year was a complete fucking dud.
Well,
Cancelled.
Yeah.
cancelled.
Well, yeah,
No
because
one
there's
known.
no hype.
Yeah, but what the
Companies.
fuck is there to be hyped about?
What are releases of this summer?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I
I-
cannot name a single game that came out recently.
It's just I saw 2023. It's like, oh man, I can't wait for Pizza Tower. And
Yeah, at the
Absolute
beginning of the
silence.
year, at the beginning of the year, there was a couple of games people were kind of excited. I know for a fact I was excited for a couple of games that came out during the beginning of the year, but
I mean, I was
Oh,
excited
since
for
then-
the fucking Harry Potter game, but
That was a
kind
bust.
of it. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't really a bust. It was okay. I wasn't.
so you're
overly
saying
hyped.
you support transphobes?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, can we not
Let's-
talk
let's
about
not-
this on
let's not
episode
start-
one?
Let's not jump into that topic.
Stop!
on the
Stop!
first
Stop!
episode.
Stop! 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 Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Oh, this is gonna.
Okay. Before we get sidetracked into something a little bit more political than we would like to get into for the first episode.
Welcome to the fucking podcast. I bet it's gonna degrade from here.
Oh yeah,
W-
definitely.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Okay. I don't know if any of you know about like the fucking other games released at about this time of year. Well, not this time of year. Specifically, fucking gonna talk about the finals. Any of you aware of it?
The finals?
Yeah, I know what. I
Oh,
know
yeah.
that, yeah.
I don't know.
Looks
No clue.
pretty generic.
Yeah, BR, but you can get like a big lot of cash. You have to like hold out like a CS bomb face.
You said
And,
BR, and I'm already disinterested.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Fucking.
From the trailers I've seen, it looks very much all about movement.
Uh,
But-
not even. It seems like a fucking Unreal 5 tech demo.
What did you say the game was called?
The finals.
The finals.
The,
The
finals.
finals.
Also, a bit of a nothing name, if you ask me. But
Yeah.
I'm not one to judge.
Oh,
Oh,
hello.
hello, Google 5.
Giggle 5 reporting for duty.
An impromptu introduction.
Yeah.
All right.
Giggle 5, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Giggles5, also known as Spades. So, I guess the subject is about games.
AAA newly released games. So
Okay.
I looked up the finals, and I think I've seen this game. It's made by the same people who made like Battlefront and stuff, right?
I don't
Or
know
no,
that.
not Battlefront. Battlefield. It's like their new IP because it uses the same like destructible terrain stuff.
Well, now my hope is already gone. If it's not Battlefront, then I'm kind of.
Oh yeah, I have seen this game. Somebody sent it to me and was like, "Holy shit, this looks so cool." It just looks like fucking Siege to me. I'll be honest.
I've heard some people say it's fun, but it really doesn't look all that special.
It looks like a BR tactical shooter, and that sends all the red flags flying for
This
me.
looks like a mix between a battle royale, like the fucking Battlefront 2077 or whatever the fuck it's called,
Mhm.
and Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so it's a battle royale while also.
It's a battle
Really?
royale
Yeah.
movement shooter with destructible terrain.
And it's
Nice.
got like classes as well, I think.
It's just weight classes.
Yeah.
I think this will trigger some of your guys' PTSD. The trailer has shields.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Shooter.
yeah, I
Ah,
noticed.
uh,
Shields like in
No.
Blitz.
shields as in the
No.
body shields or shields as in
No.
fucking.
No,
Energy.
Not
Isn't it?
energy. Just genuinely
No.
riot shields.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Shields.
Oh god.
yeah.
Because I'm like looking at stuff and it looks like there's a guy with like some sort of fucking Reinhardt shield.
Yeah, no, I think there is a Reinhardt shield, but I also think there's riot shields. I think there's both.
Yeah, no, I saw a riot shield in the trailer. That exists.
Great, both of them.
Yeah.
You get
Worst
cancer
of
and
both
AIDS.
worlds.
Zephaniah, man. Fucking. Well, at least it's well optimized.
Yeah.
I guess.
Hopefully.
But I mean,
Looks
games-
pretty.
we've already been through we have been through the worst of the upcoming games. Like now, some games are starting to rile up and actually become better. Like we already had
I know none of you really care, but there is one game I am looking forward to, and it is Street Fighter 6. Other than that, it is a
Street
complete
Fighter.
blank for me. Yeah, the new Street Fighter is poised to release at the 2nd of June.
The only game that looks to interest me is the new Warhammer game, the Bolt Gun
Yeah,
game, the
yeah.
Doom.
I'm
That looks
still-
pretty fun.
I'm still sad that Dark Tide is so boring.
Well, it depends on who you ask. I, for example, really like Dark Tide, but it's just
Yeah, I
there's
think
not
it's
a
more
lot
of
of
a
incentive
personal-
to play the game. Is the
Yeah,
thing.
I
It's
think it's more of a
just-
personal thing with you, Ken, since you don't really know too
It's
much
a
about
rotation
Warhammer.
game.
No,
It's a game you
no.
have a itch for. You fill it for 2 weeks, and then you put it back on
It's-
the cabinet
I
for
think
2
It's
It's
months.
less
Fire
that.
Emblem.
Yeah.
It's that I was expecting it to be more like gun focused rather than how.
Well, to be
melee
fair, you
focused it
picked
is.
you picked the melee class.
I picked a melee class because I wanted a shotgun, but still, like even on other classes, at least 50% of the time you're just meleeing.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
I mean, in
Just
that
not for
case, then
me.
yeah, I understand why you wouldn't play it, but
Yeah.
I feel like people have been a bit harsh with Dark Tide. I still think the core gameplay is nice. Is
Yeah.
the replay value kind of low? Over time, it kind of turned out to be. But,
Yeah, it's got the same thing as like Left 4 Dead. It's like really fun to play with friends and stuff, to sit down in an afternoon and play, but man, you really only need to play like every mission like twice, 3 times. Then
Yeah,
you can just
it-
kind of put it down for a while,
Again,
pick it back
that's-
up half a year later.
That's why I coined the term rotation game, just because you get the
Yeah.
itch for it like every year, half year. You fulfill it for a week or two, and you put it back on the cabinet, waiting to just be de-dusted when you get the itch again.
It's a
Yeah,
restart
yeah.
button waiting to be used, basically.
something
Yeah,
along
the-
those lines.
The
I mean-
biggest incentive you have to play it is just to like level up your other 3 characters, because you have your
Yeah.
main and then
I mean,
your other 3.
I don't play Dark Tide, but I play Vermintide, and it's basically the father of Dark Tide being before.
Oh yeah,
And
it's,
the
it's
latest
the
Yeah.
update
predecessor.
is nothing too big. It's just a new map with a lot more interesting detail.
Mm-hmm.
But it shows that the developers are still thinking about, well, the game that was before Darktide.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much, but still something relevant.
Fat Shark are good devs, and I think both Vermintide 2 and Darktide are really good products. I just think the expectations from everyone for every new game is just it has to be live service. It has to continuously provide like worthwhile content constantly, so people
Well,
don't get burnt out ever.
it's not.
Mhm.
It's not
Yeah.
that it has to be live service. It's that you can't half-ass have live service. If you're gonna do live service, it needs to have significant amounts of content on release.
I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, that's kind of the thing. Darktide didn't really release half baked, but it did leave some stuff out, and they took a bit to fix that. And that's kind of how a lot of games just kind of
Die out.
fall.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Again, like if Darktide had the same like a similar progression to like Deep Rock Galactic, I would have liked it probably,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but there's
I-
nothing to strive for.
I
Yeah.
mean, we don't really need to go far to look at other comparisons. Look at the two Smash Killers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those did it last.
Yeah.
The classic Nickelodeon's All Star Brawl and the Cartoon Network, whatever it was called.
Apparently, Multiverses is supposed to re-release next year or have its official launch, since last year was apparently the start of the beta. But
But I don't have high
uh,
hopes then.
I think it's too little, too late.
Yeah.
Very much so, yes.
I
mean,
don't
it may be
know.
something to come back to like check in, like, okay, what have they done, and just take a quick whiff and basically be like, all right, that's what's happening. All right, I'm gonna head out again.
I just think games like this just kind of die because of the core gameplay not really sufficing. I think that's very much Multiverses and Nasby's case, where it kind of rushed for the dopamine feeling, but in hindsight, it was just kind of a bit of a garbled mess.
Yeah. Just also like extremely just broken meta characters on launch, I feel.
I
It's
mean,
not exactly a lovely thing. Like the meta was found pretty fast for those games, I feel.
I mean, it's
Multiverse is a
always
lot
just
faster
about
than
the
SB,
meta
actually.
nowadays.
That
Sorry.
wasn't even a case of the meta was found. No, there was just an exploitable. Both games had exploitable things with
Combo
Nick,
systems, just.
with Nick. Wasn't it with Nick? The rock paper scissor system was extremely easy to abuse,
Well,
and
yeah,
Multiverses
because
suffers from dodge spam.
yeah, dodge spam for multiverses, and SB's rock paper scissors system basically made it so that if your character can only cover this with this kind of move, you might as well take the hit. At least you won't get stunned,
Yeah.
which isn't fun at all.
No, not even close to being fun. Yeah.
I don't know, but I think there are more cases of just games dying out because you just kind of don't really have any staying power, even like gameplay wise.
Yeah.
I think what ruined that, in my way at least, is the fact that they tried to add an element into the game, like, oh, this is weak to that, or this is weak to that, or this is good on that. Like,
I mean,
I'm gonna go back to Vermintide and perhaps even Darktide, because does Darktide have the fucking oh, sorry, uh, thing where you basically you have a gun and there's an armored unit, and this gun is not effective on it because
Yes.
it has armor.
Yeah, it does have armor penetrating values and such.
Vermintide has that gimmick, and it works pretty well. It is a bit annoying, but when you get your head around it, you understand. All right, I need to evaluate the situation.
That's just general game design woes. That's not
Yeah, no, but
exactly core gameplay.
what I want to get to is the fact that when they put that into a fighting game, it doesn't really seem to fit. If it's a first person, I can see it work, because here you don't fight anything that is a player. You don't have to focus on being strategical. Of course, you can be in fighting games and all, but I feel like this it is a mechanic you don't put into a game where everything should be equal and have like strategy be main priority. This is about more of skill.
I mean, it didn't become an over-encompassing thing. It was just really annoying. And again, there is a niche for anyone, even if it is objectively kind of shit. There is some demented Nimrod that will enjoy it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We
Demented
are the
Nimrod.
demented Nimrods, Bullet. We enjoy fucking children carding games from 2008.
Yeah.
But, like, in general, just a lot of modern games just don't have that, like, long-term drive.
They don't get that hook. They don't
get
get
the hook because they're, like, they don't put the time in to generate, like, to properly develop that hook.
Or they try
because-
to artificially force it.
Yeah, it's always one of the two.
Valorant, cough Valorant.
Well, with Valorant, at least I can somewhat understand because the value of the game is just playing the game and getting better.
I mean, yeah, but they didn't even try to make a competitive scene. They just immediately wanted it at launch. And I know it's Riot, but
Yeah,
it's still extremely ham-fisted.
no, I get what you mean, but Valorant wasn't dead in the water on launch.
No, there's still
No,
people
and it's
playing
not because everyone who was playing CS:GO moved to Valorant. I don't exactly know why. I know it was something to do with the fucking pro
It's-
scene.
I think it's more that just CS:GO gets stale after playing it since 2013.
Well, especially if you're in the same map pool of like
7 maps, I think.
10.
But guys,
something
they're
like
soon
that.
to release
They do change the
CS2.
maps,
Okay.
but they suck ass.
Yeah, most of the
Overwatch.
maps are good. Yeah.
Still don't get why- Still don't get why so many modern games feel the need to have map rotations. Like every week or every day, there's like a pool of new maps. Fucking why?
Let me choose the map I want to play.
Let me choose the
please.
map or just put them all in there. I don't want to have a month where it's just like, oh, none of my favorite maps are in the game. Guess I'll just quit for this month. Bye bye.
As much as I hate it, Overwatch map system is actually kind of decent.
I mean, yeah, because it gives the quality to every single official map. Fucking.
There are no unofficial maps.
What I meant was core game mode maps.
Yeah, alright.
I'm gonna be
Because-
honest with you, Chief. I just like being able to choose the map I want to play on. TF2.
Yeah.
I
Then
mean,
again-
we all surge with TF2 bias.
Yeah.
I think we
Yeah,
can't
no.
extract that from ourselves, and I
I was
do
about
to
praise
say-
TF2 in that.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, like in TF2, I played yesterday, and it was always just bad water, 2 fort,
Yeah,
and
it does get
maybe
really
one
stale.
other map.
It does get
Yeah.
really stale if you don't have the game decide maps for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
Because let's be honest, I think every single one of us is completely sick of bad water and upward.
Oh,
So I tick them.
definitely.
off.
Not
I mean,
not sick of them, just I'd like to play them a little bit less.
Yes.
honestly.
They're not bad maps by any means.
But that's
They're
also the
good.
thing that would
It's just-
happen, I guess, with Overwatch. If you could pick a map in Overwatch, I'm pretty sure all of us would have like our favorite maps that we would constantly pick.
We play King's Row 90% of the time, let's be
Yep.
honest.
Yes.
I'd pick Anubis Temple of Anubis, because I'm
But
deranged
Overwatch
still.
does-
Yeah, I
that
would
don't
not
work.
play with you.
I'm
Yeah.
demented yet.
Well.
Cuddle, can you make a time where you draw out the map of an Overwatch map?
No,
I'm gonna do my
no,
MS
no,
Paint
no,
drawings of the
no,
Overwatch
That's
no,
maps.
that
no,
whole the
no.
future holds that.
Yeah,
Yes.
future Giggle episodes. Nothing but MS Paint.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh my
god.
fucking god, can
Nothing
we
but
not?
map
Can we stop this?
Shit map.
I don't know. It's just I feel like all of the like modern like at least multiplayer games just either try to force the hook and make it feel disingenuous and kind of shallow, or it's just hyper casual to the point where the entire player base is gone when the next like big shiny trinket of the month is shown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're hitting the two extremes way too often of just esports, and
Yeah.
fucking
Party game,
40-year-old
party game,
dad.
party game.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. There's no, like...
Funnily enough, one of the only companies that's still making multiplayer games that like actively stick around is Nintendo, and that is very rough to say because holy shit, Nintendo.
They're not very good at multiplayer.
I mean, that's mostly online related. Nintendo has a history of making a lot of very decent competitive games.
Well, yeah, but...
They're not good at
Unintentionally.
maintaining that.
Unintentionally.
Very,
They
unintentionally.
make some of the most banger games possible that you can play with friends, and then they give you no way to actually play with your friends because you need a funny little shit piss console, and then you need fucking 7 Ethernet cables to play a single match at 1 frame per second and 6 trillion ping
Can
I
I
mean,
just
with
it's
someone
not
next
that
to
bad.
you.
Can I just vent about specifically the way Smash Bros decides who is the host?
Mhm.
Literally, if I were to play right now with 3 Europeans and 1 American, the American will host because that region is given fucking
More
I don't know
servers.
priority.
That's
So-
so dumb.
So little Timmy thumbsticks from Arizona with the shittiest Wi-Fi known to man, like 10 kilometers away from the McDonald's,
Yeah.
can join my game and give everybody but himself literally 10 seconds of ping, and I, as the host, get to do nothing about it.
Yeah.
How
you can sit there
fucked
and
is
cry.
that?
It's so dumb.
It's
Fantastic.
actually so stupid.
They force peer-to-peer. They establish very dumb systems. They
Yeah, but
don't maintain any kind of competitive integrity. They've made that very vocal as well.
Why
but they
not
do make
just-
good competitive games.
when you have a system in place where one person can create a room, make that person the host for fuck's sake.
Mm-hmm.
They
Pretty
haven't learned
simple
from the
idea.
works.
Too bad Nintendo ain't smart for it.
I'm
Yeah.
still pissed because anytime I want to play with one American friend, it's just instantly, okay, guess I'm gonna have to deal with 4 seconds of lag on every single input then.
Well,
Yeah.
Yippee.
that's the time to pull out your like pocket heavyweight. That's what I really have to say.
Yeah, I just pull out the fucking characters that survive the hardest, like easiest.
Hmm.
But yeah, like, goddamn.
Just like what big recent competitive games are there other than Valorant?
Competitive
big
games?
Competitive game.
I'll be
Like,
honest, I haven't
would-
followed any esport in like
Yeah, no. 'cause
years.
They're all games. Like, I'm pretty sure none of us care about any esport game currently.
I
like,
used to care about Siege, but
It's fucking Siege, League of Legends, CSGO, Valorant, Overwatch.
I mean, yeah.
Overwatch is the closest thing to a game we all care about.
yeah, but
And it's
Uh-huh.
like, we
Shut up.
care.
That's
I'm not-
fleeting. That's fleeting.
Yeah.
at best.
The most recent game I've seen, and that's purely on Twitter, I haven't put more research into it, is called X Defiant.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Exactly. All I've seen is just tweets about it, and it looks like the next big thing of movement tactical shooter. And
Let
so
me look
Movement
up
tactical
Movement
sh-
tactical shooter. that's an
Oxymoronic
Yes.
term. Yeah.
it's just you run very fast. It's like COD. You run very fast. The moment you get into fights, you are slow.
Oh, I've
There's no movement in
seen-
this.
I think I've seen this. It's a Tom Clancy game. And
Oh,
the
no.
fucking the name is technically X Defiant, but the way the title works, it's a smiley face going XD Defiant.
XD.
Get on it,
Great.
pony.
So,
Time to ensue on some pony
um,
tracks.
Yeah.
So I looked up what the most popular esports game are.
It's got shields in it.
Oh my god, no!
Oh my! Who the fuck is this employee
Oh my
that
god!
keeps sneaking into various game companies? Like,
Yeah.
hey, I need you to add a riot shield. Why? Don't ask questions. Just do it. But it doesn't
Who's
fit
this
the game. No, just do
parasite
it.
that puts
Yeah.
a shield on every single shooter that exists. Since
It is so
Fucking-
annoying.
Can we kill this person? Like,
Please, nuke his house.
Get him out of here!
he needs to be executed by firing squad.
I
This
looked
shit
up
is
what
getting old.
what the most popular esports games are.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the ones you'd expect: League of Legends, Dota 2, Counter Strike. You know.
Yippee.
Then, surprisingly, I genuinely didn't even know this had an esports scene. I'll be honest. Fortnite,
Fortnite
Fortnite?
esport.
yeah, Fortnite esport. I don't know how the
I
fuck
love
you
the
made.
Battle
mode.
Royale
The battle
esports.
royale mode.
Isn't that like a half luck? Cause it's just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
great, I landed next to a really good weapon and shit.
I
No, but
mean-
actually, Timmy can build Taj Mahal faster.
Taj Mahal.
I mean, what was the latest update of Fortnite anyway? Fucking
I
None of
don't
us
keep
care enough
up.
to
I
know.
do not
Yeah,
care. Yeah.
no,
Didn't they
none
have,
of
like,
us care
so-
about
you can
Fortnite.
create
After-
your own maps now or some shit.
After Fortnite, it's Overwatch, which is to be expected with the way
I thought it
Blizzard
was
really wants that esports scene.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Call of Duty Warzone, huh?
What?
Mhm.
Yeah,
How does
I mean,
Warzone get a
EP.
pro scene?
I see it often on Twitter from a friend I follow.
Yeah, but who cares?
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Siege, which again makes sense. It has a huge esports scene.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been growing for a
Valorant,
while.
fair.
Valorant was
here's-
forged to be a fucking
Yeah.
esport
Yeah.
though,
And
so
now
that
It-
makes
it-
sense.
It was factory tube bred to be an esport.
Yeah.
Here's the two that I genuinely did not expect to see on this list:
Mhm.
Rocket League and Apex Legends.
I expected both.
Really
Apex,
now?
sure. Rocket
Yeah.
League.
I thought
okay.
Rocket League was dead in the water
N-
10 years
no,
ago.
apparently there's enough of a passionate crowd for it. I've seen it pop up every now and then.
I mean, pop off. The game's fun, I guess, but
I mean, it's got a surprisingly big player count for how old it is, and
I mean, it's like a 2014 game. 13.
I just
it really
think
that
that
old?
the developers went the wrong monetization route with the whole fucking cases
Loot
shit.
box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
loot box.
Weren't they
But-
like on the top 10 list of games that got the most flack from the whole loot
And
box
they-
Yeah,
trade?
very much.
also sold out to Epic Rocket League. That is.
Yeah.
I don't know
They
that.
sold out to Epic. They also, I've not entirely sure, but I think they also changed a few things to appeal to Chinese censorship.
Of course.
Yeah, and I don't think it's even on like Steam anymore. Yeah.
You,
It's
it's
on
on
Steam
Steam.
Yeah.
No.
It's
It's
on-
on Steam
people-
for
yeah,
those
people
that
who-
bought it.
Yeah, exactly. But you cannot buy it on Steam anymore.
Yeah.
Do I need to
The only way
launch
to
Epic
obtain it
Games
on
Launcher
Steam.
from Steam?
No,
No,
No.
but the
No,
only
no,
way
no,
to
they
obtain
still-
it for Steam, you
As
have
far
to
as I
buy
know.
a key.
they still
is-
update it on Steam, but it's just not able to be bought because of their Epic contract. I think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
Money.
not like I'm replaying the game anyway.
I'm actually curious when the last time was I launched that game. Oh,
I think-
2020.
think I
So
own it.
that's surprising. I'll be honest.
Yeah. I think we did play it once together. I think once, and it was fun for
Yeah.
about an hour.
I think we like said, hey, we're super bored, and then just decided let's play some Rocket League, and we got instantly bored of it because
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
one
Mid-
note.
sucks.
I mean, there's really cool. I mean, it takes a lot of skill, and there's a lot of like cool tech, but
There's ball cam.
don't really care.
Yeah, that's my main issue.
Yeah.
I don't know, like seeing
main
people
gameplay
who
loop
actually
is not
know how to
enjoyable.
play the game, it's neat. Even then, it looks limp. I don't know how to exactly describe it, but Rocket League feels and looks limp to play.
It's not that. It feels like everything is in slow motion.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, the concept is there. It's just the gameplay is.
I think it's as good as it can be, at least for the base game.
It makes me want to think of that one Top Gear episode where they had a bunch of cars and tried to do literally football
I
or
will
soccer
say,
or whatever.
I'll give them
Right.
kudos for sticking to Rocket League and not just making Rocket League 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that might age very well.
but I mean, if you look at the Steam page for upcoming releases,
Hmm.
like we got Stalker 2: Hearts of Chernobyl. There are a lot of people being excited for that. It looks pretty good. It's made by a pretty passionate team.
Good for
I
them.
think that's probably gonna be good. Bolt Gun, which I already talked about, that looks pretty fun.
Yeah.
Then we got a game I have not seen anything of nor heard once of called Redfall. Looks like some vampire Left 4 Dead game.
Well, what's it with the
Mhm.
fucking vampire games?
Yeah, there's a lot of vampire
Are
coming
we
out
back
here.
on the fucking Twilight phase of the internet?
Oh god, please
Yeah.
no.
No.
Again with the Street Fighter 6.
Yeah. I don't think
Game
any of
called-
you care that, but
A game called Age of Wonders 4.
is that a porn game?
I don't know.
God, my brain is broken. Hold on, I'm gonna send the link, and there was a very simple misreading I did of the title of this game, and I think you can see where it is.
Ethereal Echoes of Yore.
Mm.
Keep in mind, I'm back from work. I have my glasses on. I'm tired as shit. I'm seeing like double almost. I read that as 4.
Oh no.
We got what more games we got here? We got Fire's Core 6, Armored Core 6 Fires
the
of
fuck?
Rubicon.
What the
Huh?
fuck did I just find? Why is there a game on Steam called Bare Butt Boxing? What?
Wow. Is that a haha
Is it a
funny
shovelware
game
kinda deal?
where
I
it
think we
lasts
should
2
have
minutes?
that should be another topic of
It's-
nothing but giggles, like nothing but weird games on Steam.
It sure is gang beasts.
You
Wow.
got Starfield, which is anyone excited for Starfield?
Nope.
No.
Starfield, what's
What?
I
that?
am going
New
to
the
see
Bethesda IP.
if I am going
Bethesda
to
cinematic.
see
Might be cool.
if fucking reviews are good.
Yeah, you got Payday 3, which
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
I
alright.
mean,
Right.
yeah,
What is
yeah.
with this fucking page?
kind of hyped.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Honestly, Payday 3 might be probably the best thing that comes next year.
I know it's gonna be
It's,
like one of those games with like 5 million DLCs in
Yeah.
like 2 years. So
What is
But,
actually
anyway.
up with this fucking popular upcoming releases page? What is with people and who vote for fucking games? Why is there an anime porn game on here as
A-
well?
Game called Lords of the Fallen, which looks like some sort of like Dark Souls-esque game.
There's a game that I'm hoping comes out in 2023, but
No,
probably not. Hollow
No.
Knight Silk Song.
no.
Please,
it's not coming
Team
out.
Cherry.
Anyway.
It is not
coming out.
happening.
Anyway.
Twenty-
Never.
Yeah, speaking of
20
fucking
more
old
years.
game designs, like fucking
Holy
what else?
Bridge 3? There's a second one of these?
What?
What?
There's a Poly Bridge 2?
Since when?
What? Since 2020, apparently.
Oh. That's a bit of a release gap.
Fucking god. Oh, guys.
Hmm?
Let's go. You know what's coming out in June? The Elder
Street Fighter.
Scrolls Online expansion.
Oh, let's go.
I
You
can't.
got some weird game which looks like another fucking forged to be esport.
You know what game I just found on here?
What?
Rainbow Six Extraction. I forgot it was gonna be
What?
off Steam for the first year, and then it was gonna release on Steam.
Oh.
Oh, that's rich.
coming out in a month on Steam.
That's rich.
Damn, all 2 of the sales.
cannot wait.
Oh my god.
Okay, we
That game
are
is so
getting a
damn
little
good.
sidetracked, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still
But I
talking
mean-
about upcoming games.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are. It's just
been a long segment.
we've slowed down a bit.
Okay.
Oh,
bit.
Blasphemous 2.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
There's one
Dungeons.
game that
There's some games, but like, how many of those were AAA titles?
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe 40%.
Yeah, like,
I swear to God, I've been scrolling through the fucking like Steam most popular or like most wishlisted upcoming games.
mm-hmm.
At least a fucking third of them are just hentai.
It's
Yeah.
Steam. It's Steam.
I love Steam.
Oh, great heavens! Farmville hentai.
Ah,
Poggers.
can I talk about a game that
We
I'm
just
actually
talked about
excited
it,
to play?
but we compared how much there is of indie games and, well, AAA games on this list. Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
AAA game I'm excited for.
yeah.
Nothing.
There's no AAA game I'm excited for, and something else that I'm genuinely curious about. When's the last time that you guys have seen a VR game come out and like
Yeah.
be talked about?
True.
Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah.
That's the last time you've heard about VR for...
Pretty much. That was the last major thing I can think
Yeah.
of.
Let me see. New and trending on the VR
on-
stuff.
Honestly, here, last fucking AAA game that came out that I was like semi looking forward to, Jedi Survivors, and then they did a funny, and it's a fucking gazillion gigabytes.
That's not the only problem with the game, though.
Not even
yeah.
close.
Yup.
Yeah, but
See, the funny thing is that Cyberpunk 2077 released with a lot of bugs, but at the very least it was playable.
No, it was
So-
not.
well, that's
To
a
the most part. For the most part.
playable is a strong word.
At least
Keep
you
in
can
mind-
launch
no,
the
no.
game.
Alm. What you're saying goes directly against what you saw week 1 when both me and Delta played the game in VC and we both got soft locked in the same mission in different ways 4 times in a row.
Let me elaborate. I meant that you can launch the game. There
Yeah,
are
but-
people that are just unable to launch Survivors.
Yeah, but
They're just not able to.
What's better, being able to launch a game or being able to, or like, do you call being able to launch a game being playable? I don't.
Yeah.
When you
no.
can't progress out of the first room in the game.
There's
Listen.
moving pictures.
I'm not fucking defending anybody here. Everybody is doing an awful job at fucking
Yeah, but the
releasing
way
it
you're
first day.
putting it.
I guess. Yeah, no, you're correct. You're correct. But the thing is that I've seen a lot about Jedi Survivors this morning, literally, is that there are people complaining about de novo and DRM in the game and how if you have the game on multiple systems, you will on the same account, you will not be able to play. They're not allowing you to play on more than 2 systems.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
If you-
would
so-
expect that's the reason why people like nowadays make more of the pixelated, low graphics games. Like,
That's just indie
That's-
games.
yeah, that's
yeah,
indie
no,
game.
but,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. Like, indie games have become a lot more popular. Like, one of the games that I wanted to
Yeah,
talk
'cause
about is Shovel Knight.
They've
and
made
Shovel
games
Knight
that
Dig.
both run and feel good to play.
And
Two
they're
very
things that
passionate about
aren't
making
really
them.
in tandem with AAA games anymore.
Indie devs care about their product, while AAA developers, either just the company that funds them twists their arms so much that they aren't allowed to make the game they wanted to, or they
Or
just
they-
didn't want to make it in the first
yeah,
place.
they don't really give a shit anymore.
Yeah, no, there were 2 games I was excited for this year. AAA games. It's Jedi Survivors and The Last of Us on PC.
Yeah,
The Last of Us.
both
I
of them
was-
fucking suck.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna buy
Optimize
The
that
Last of
fucking
Us.
horse shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was excited for the Harry Potter game that was also optimized like horseshit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just-
But I will
What?
say, it was not to the point where it was an unplayable game. It ran like
Yeah.
shit, but it's like Bethesda levels of. It's buggy, but not like broken buggy. Just kind of
Yeah.
buggy, but you can play around it.
Your Honor, she was only 16.
I hate that this is now the norm, that big AAA corpos can just make a game broken, half-baked on release and then just patch
Yeah,
it
no,
up later.
It's like that picture you sent me. Al sent me a picture like earlier today or
Send
something.
it in the
Yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have it. I'm gonna send it. It's really funny.
Yeah.
It's just the compilation text of various fucking AAA companies just apologizing for their games sucking ass.
I don't know. It's just I feel like AAA devs, well, not devs, just companies have kind of just found an ace in the hole that works every time, and it's just the moment you get a hype train, you just kind of get away with a lot more.
God, that just makes me think about how much Tiny Build is trying to hype bait everything they do.
Well, what are those again?
Hello Neighbor.
Oh, right,
Oh,
those clowns.
that's a game I
That's
haven't
a
heard in, like,
game that's still a thing.
That is a mega fucking franchise now. I'm
It
not
is?
even kidding. The books
That's-
sold, but the books they made.
There's a
sold-
book.
There's
no.
I saw Markiplier play it when I was like fucking a fetus.
Hold
But
on, Cuddle. It gets worse. It's not just a book. It's books. There's 6.
What?
6 books about a shitty fucking horror indie fucking phone game.
that has been
basically.
like gotten 6 different endings because of each update.
Oh no, 7. Sorry.
There were 7 books based on the game industry's biggest joke.
I'm genuinely surprised because they did like a fucking. They did it again, by the way. Hello Neighbor 2. They had a fucking beta that was really like.
No.
That was really promising with like a gameplay loop that was really interesting and like made promises of, oh yeah, we're gonna build upon this and this and this and this. And then they released the beta and it was worse. And then they released the beta and it was worse. And then they released the game and it was terrible. They did it again.
That's amazing.
They
Yeah.
can't keep getting away with this.
I mean, the kind of.
They are getting
Ha-
away with it because it's
That's the
marketed
problem.
towards 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Genuinely though, how do you make 7 books?
Honestly,
How-
that is
how
also a
Fucking
problem.
Hello Neighbor.
There is
Like,
also a
how
problem
thick are
nowadays.
those
Like,
books?
I
people
don't know,
today will buy
actually.
games that are meant for kids, and then they complain like, "Oh, it's too easy" or
No,
something like that.
Spades, you don't understand.
No,
Oh
like-
my goodness.
Yeah, no, but at the same time, like, feel like we older generations are too much involved into games. Oh my god, that's the book.
They're
That's
pretty thick books.
those
Oh,
are
no.
thick books.
Those are
Oh,
like,
Not
are they
not
at least
thick,
picture books?
but they're a lot bigger than they should be because
Those
it's
are
more
like
than one
two-
page.
those are like 200 pages each.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Do they have
that's like,
pictures in them at least? Because
I don't know.
I hope there is, because I don't want to read down the lore of fucking Hello Neighbor.
Yeah.
I know everyone likes to shit on like
yeah,
FNAF,
there
but
is.
that at least was good at some point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, like when
Yeesh.
FNAF 1 came out, like, by god, it has the world in fucking flames of how fucking good it was, because
I'm
They're
it
still
was a
making the
scary
movie.
game.
I'm unironically
Yeah, they are.
really excited for that movie.
Yeah.
Why does that picture have the fucking
Stock
Christmas lantern?
photos.
Yes.
It has the Christmas
That's
lantern.
just
I have one of those
stock
at home.
Photos.
It's
Look
why?
at those pictures.
Yeah.
That's not Hello Neighbor.
Go animate.
Also,
yeah,
Hello Neighbor also has an animated cartoon series.
That I do know.
Mm.
What?
It's as bad as it sounds.
It is
How
worse
do
than
you
it
know
sounds.
this?
Actually, yeah, kind of.
Because Spades, you don't understand. I find it incredibly funny to fall down these rabbit holes.
It is. It's very amusing seeing
How did
things
this
fall.
become a franchise?
Children.
The only
Yeah.
thing I remember of this game is the first, the second, and the social deduction game.
Children.
Yeah, it's
Markiplier.
very dumb children that saw like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye play these games, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, this is so funny! I'm gonna
Again.
play it."
This
Yeah,
was
but
part
that
of the
doesn't
same
explain the
wave as like
second.
FNAF, Baldi Space 6, Bendy and the Ink
Yeah.
Machine. The those
I will
mass
say-
That
support
crowd of
games.
people.
Again, the first like few builds of the original Hello Neighbor were genuinely really fun and unique.
Yeah, no, the way they like did the fucking AI was a lot more interesting in the final product.
That's because in the final product, the AI got dumbed down, and literally 3/4 of the time, you're in an area the AI can't reach. The entire map of the first build, apart from like the area where you spawn, the AI can reach. So you have to constantly be on your toes. That's what made it
Yeah.
fun.
Because there was a fresh.
Yeah. Anyway, we should probably get back on topic a bit and stop
Yeah.
shitting on Hello Neighbor.
Yeah.
No,
Nothing
that's
but
fine.
hello neighbor.
Actually, you know what? There's one more tidbit that I want to talk about.
Mhm.
Go right
There
ahead.
was a very, very, very shitty game in the Hello Neighbor franchise, which was just literally Banjo Kazooie nuts and bolts but multiplayer.
Out of all things you could have copied.
You
And guess
didn't,
what?
You didn't copy
No.
the Trojan horse.
Hold on,
You
it
copied the
gets-
city invaded by it.
It gets worse. It was a Google Stadia exclusive.
Oh
No.
No.
Pick a
Shout out to
struggle.
all my Stadia players.
Pick a fucking struggle.
All fucking two of them.
All fucking 0 of them.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I used Stadia once, free trial, never went back.
Yeah. You tried it once and said, "Oh no."
Oh hell no.
But yeah, how the fuck does that happen? How do you release a game in a fucking kids like franchise, right? You'd expect, oh, release everything on consoles because that's what the parents will buy. No, you release it on Google fucking Stadia.
Mm-hmm. So asinine.
And then you decide to copy fucking nuts and bolts. I'm sorry, I
So-
can't get over it.
Yeah.
Genuinely, Google.
Like nuts and bolts is like if you actually play nuts and it's not bad.
It's just not
It's
fun.
It's just like why?
But somebody in Google Stadia, I think, released the player numbers for it at some point, and I think it genuinely never broke more than 100 players at a time.
Oh.
I would imagine.
Well,
I
yeah.
mean, it was poorly marketed only on Stadia. So
Yeah.
what the fuck, Chantley?
Trusty man.
Trusty
You're
man.
sneaky.
Anyway, what was our topic?
What?
11.
I'm keeping that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Cause it's Reggie. It's Reggie's shoulder.
You got cucked by
Oh,
fucking
no.
Nitro. That's not even the server.
Yeah. He got cooked by Nitro.
That's what you get for paying fucking money to furries.
Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
Oh, that's great.
There's 5 more of these coming up, so we cannot do this for the next 5 minutes.
No, I can't. You can.
Okay.
Yeah, let fucking just type those out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, our topic was just the degradation of quality from AAA games. That was it,
Let me
right?
just send this
Pretty
for
much, yeah.
context.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck! I fucked it up. Oh
You
well.
fucked it.
Bro.
Botched Reggie.
Aren't all Reggies?
My son.
My son.
I mean, I don't know if any of you want to fucking do this, but you all want to get a bit more nitty gritty about shooters? Or...
Sure.
I mean, I could.
Why not?
Any
It's-
shooter
go
in
into
mind
very
you wanted to
big
get?
No, I'm
Where
planning
Titanfall
to.
3.
I mean,
Titanfall 3 wish list, please.
It's just I respect Respawn, and they're kind of held by the dick from EA since the Apex launch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish them well.
What is this?
Yeah. Much love, scoundrels.
But just fucking like again, I'm a connoisseur of just a multiplayer game with just
Grenade launcher.
shut up. Just the high skill ceiling cannot be learned by even people who've played it since launch type games. And the last one was Overwatch until it wasn't.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'm still so sad. Overwatch 2's beta was so promising, and then they just chucked it.
They dropped the fucking ball for like 11 floors.
They didn't drop the ball, they fucking drop kicked it into the fucking core of the earth.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing slightly better changes now.
Life Weaver. Life Weaver.
I mean, yeah, no.
Hey guys, let's add a character that can pull his teammates
let's-
without consent.
Let's
That's fun.
add a Roadhog hook for friendlies.
I think we have a core
Yeah.
problem here, and that is
What?
Overwatch.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah, I should listen to myself.
The problem area here is the Overwatch part of the sentence, you see.
Yeah.
I genuinely wish, and I don't know if you agree with this, Bullet, but I was actually having fun near the end of Overwatch 1's life before
Honestly.
the Overwatch 2
Yeah.
beta.
Honestly.
Yeah. Then Overwatch 2 came out and all joy was sucked out from the world.
No. It was fun during the beta, but they just fucking genuinely did nothing good during the release.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lack of what they did and what they did not mattering. It's not like they even made horrible changes like after launch. It's just they've done already enough damage and things were still unfun enough that it just felt shitty for way too long.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't get me fucking started.
Don't get him on his tirade.
Fucking.
War-
Why
Warpath.
the fuck did they think a character with that much movement needed to deal that much damage and didn't need a nerf?
I don't even want to talk about Canadian Widowmaker. It's just Overwatch fell into the same trap all of these fucking like bred to be competitive games are, and it's the illusion of perfect balance. Every
Yeah.
single good
Honest-
game that has a competitive scene that is old has a fucking skewed meta.
Honest
Yeah.
to God, as much as I hate to say it, one of the better balanced quote unquote esports games is just Rainbow Six Siege.
Well, yeah,
Because
just
the
because there's so
balance is
many overall
inherently-
rules.
No, just in general, because every single weapon can one-shot every single character if you aim it correctly.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's balanced. Is it fun?
Debatable.
But yeah, okay, I can agree that Siege is decently balanced, mainly because of everyone kind of getting this equal opportunity to kill each other.
Yeah.
It's just like fucking Valorant and other like made to be esports game. All in like all the interviews, they say we're striving for perfect balance and we're willing to fine tune the game to achieve that. Again,
Oh no, the
proxy.
Rainbow Six Siege devs do not give a shit about fucking balance. They just make whatever the hell they want, and if something is truly like game-breakingly annoying, then they nerf it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, and I kind of think they were driving drunk for a very good while, but that's not my point.
That yeah.
It's just people. It's just the devs being very like nitpicky. Not nitpicky. Well, what's the word? Anal about the changes, especially for like a recently released game that's supposed to have a like multiplayer scene of just people find this really broken. Oh, nerf it, and it turns
God.
out that there was counterplay to it. It's just that counterplay is even better, and now it just kind of sucks.
God, all of that just reminds me of the fucking shit that happened in Trackmania like a year ago.
What was that
'Cause-
about?
Well, on specific surfaces, I think it was like ice at specific speeds. Like, there was just so much inconsistency that people started modding their like inputs to, go fast as possible.
Macros?
I think it was like something along the lines of an analog keyboard. Like, so you push the key in X amount, you only steer that much and stuff.
Right, okay.
But the developers took that and said, okay, you know what, we're like equalizing keyboard and controller on this surface, and the entire community hated it because
Yeah.
99% of like all records in any map with that surface on it were now impossible to beat, and it just became a slower surface to drive on in
I
a
mean,
racing game.
it's just the whole point of game devs refusing to have the game that they've made and like being their like baby, darling, whatever, not being what they perfectly envisioned. So anything that goes against it is instantly patched out.
But like,
I've
no.
What?
Let me put it this way: in terms that you can understand. Imagine if fucking Nintendo decided to patch Mario Kart Wii. I know it's not gonna happen, but and they
not
just
unless the
said,
re-release happens.
you know what? We've decided. Yeah, sand is now just completely off-road. Every single texture that's sand is off-road now.
There is no more light off-road in Mario Kart Wii.
What?
No more light off-road.
Yeah, something
Mhm.
along those lines. So every single record that was set before that change, just unbeatable now.
Yeah.
Imagine if they did that, and then like instead of the versus community, it's mostly just the time trial community. How upset would that community be?
Well,
Yeah, no.
it's just that everybody who's been grinding for those records just kind of need to retailor their record, and if the specific world record was held for a long time, it's just invalidated immediately. And for a game
Yeah,
that has
that's-
standed as long as Mario Kart Wii, which is like the better part of, well,
That's-
15 years.
That's the problem with Trackmania. The records driven with that were not invalidated.
Oh,
Yeah, now you see the issue. There's just straight up like 3 years worth of maps that are now nigh impossible to beat,
that
if not
sucks.
actually impossible. There's things in the official thing. Like there's this thing called Track of the Day where the developers pick one community made map every day,
Sure.
and the records in there are of course made by whoever made that map.
Hmm.
Getting all of the medals in that is now physically impossible because of this change. Fuck you.
Yeah, stuff
It's a little silly.
stuff
does-
like that is a bit much.
So does that
Yeah.
mean the old records are just void now, or
No. The old records still stand.
Oh,
Yeah,
great,
and they
so
can't really
Yeah.
be beaten anymore.
They
so
can't be
Great.
beaten.
congratulations
Unless-
to whoever set those.
Unless the mapper specifically chooses to go back, set new records, and then post them to fucking Ubisoft France, who then have to decide, okay, we want to take these records and retroactively put a patch out that replaces this demo file with the one that you just gave us. That's never happening.
Awful.
yeah?
Nah.
Leave it to the French to make a change this bad.
I don't
It
know,
was
but
a
I
warranted change, to be fair, but they just needed to speed it up like a slight bit so that it was still competitive with the old times. That's all they needed to do.
honestly, or just said it that any map made beyond this is the property of this road.
Yeah.
I think that's overall better.
That could have also been a thing. Just create a new type of road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be
And just
fair,
say-
the community would have abused that because they very much know how the like file system works, so they would have just replaced the properties anyways. and gone back to the old one.
Hmm. I mean, yeah, it's not a perfect answer, but what they've done was a bit nuclear considering what they were messing with.
Very. This was very nuclear, but they were also preparing for a console release at that exact time, so it
I mean,
wasn't.
it's not exactly an amazing excuse, but
No, but equalizing the playing field between controller and keyboard right before a
console release
console
does
release,
make logical sense.
that
I
that
do
makes
agree.
more sense. It was the other way around, by the way. Controllers were the ones that had the advantage, but that
Still,
doesn't
if it goes
change.
either
Yeah.
way, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I specifically want to touch up on like impulse panic changes fucking devs do. If something just doesn't seem right to them and they don't let it simmer. I find that fucking tragic, especially to newly released games. Just because there's no real meta to be formed. The meta is what the devs want it to be. And
Overwatch.
yeah. Exactly why I started the conversation on Overwatch.
Like sticky jumping, rocket jumping, that shit would never fly today. Trimping, forget about it.
Yeah, no, like
Actually, I wanted to touch up on that because trimping was embraced by Valve.
Yeah,
They made the Groot Keep with a trimping spot, the one official trimping spot in the game.
yeah.
No,
the
there's
thing is,
two.
like, we can look back
Really?
at other games that are
Yeah, don't forget, Trainsaw Laser got a Halloween version that was officially ported into the game.
Okay.
And there's like 7 trimping spots on those, but I only count them as one because it's the same one copy pasted 7 times.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's a tiny little ramp.
Yeah.
like I was about to say, we can look at older games today that are somewhat still relevant, that have ideas that are way too bizarre for other games nowadays to be implemented.
Well, it's not about being bizarre. It's about, well, back then, and for the case of TF2, they just didn't do it anyway. Devs couldn't just open the door and kind of take away the toys from everyone.
Yeah.
Well,
The
with
game released
TF2
as is.
With TF2,
What?
they very much could have,
Yeah.
but
They just didn't.
No, the developers at I will say, generally speaking, the developers at Valve generally don't care about exploits so long as they're not game breaking.
Yeah.
They will actively encourage people to use like exploits to their advantage if it doesn't like massively skew the game into somebody's advantage.
Yeah, no. If it's like 100cc Mario Kart DS snaking, then yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But like being friendly, for example, like the Valve devs have gone out on multiple occasions and said like, yeah, we have no clue why people want to be friendly and stuff. It's like why we don't get it. There's nothing fun about it, but they don't go out and just patch out being friendly somehow. They don't go out of their way to
No,
try
they
and get rid
embraced
of it.
it.
They embraced it.
Well,
They embraced it
yeah,
with the
because
taunts.
you're just coinciding with the community rather than butting heads.
Yeah, but like that's something that like I could see a AAA modern game being like people are being friendly and I don't understand why they are not playing the game we want them to play.
That's
Fix
the main
it.
thing, isn't it?
You can't be friendly because if you're inactive for too long, you'll just get kicked. So problem
Yeah.
solved.
There's two very distinct problems that are solved by one simple thing. And that's just we need to, or like, well, I say we need to, but companies need to stop relying on patches for everything.
I mean,
Like-
content, balance, a lot of things, really.
Yeah. Well, balance I can somewhat understand, not being able to catch on to like specific niches, but in terms of content, like I don't get why day one patches need to be a thing.
Just because the release always kind of drags in a lot of money, and that impulse of money is for the game companies more worthwhile than trying to keep up goodwill with the ones passionate. Again, it's about what rolls in the dough. I bet if EA cared for actually having good games, they would have let Respawn make TF3. But we don't have that luxury since Apex did so well.
Well, we have the luck of Respawn maybe working on TF3 in the background. We don't know.
Possibly.
Respawn is very much like Valve, where they don't announce what they're working on because they
Well,
don't
yeah.
like doing that.
Yeah.
But also, like,
I just have my suspicions that they're still kind of being held by the dick by EA.
oh, they very much are. Definitely, at least like half of their team is being forced to work on Apex just because it's a success. But
Which is also one of the
to
problems
come
nowadays.
to come back to the whole thing of release a game of content, I am so glad that both Nintendo Switch Sports and like the fucking Mario Strikers game heavily backfired into Nintendo's faces.
Oh,
Because they
Nintendo
will
abused that in the Switch.
Yeah, no, they did. But it's been backfiring more and more against specifically Nintendo, and they backpedaled, as far as I can tell.
I thought they were just silently going to suck it up and try to excuse everyone's attention to something new.
I don't think they are.
I mean, Battle League, the fucking Mario Golf game, those two kind of fell because they were completely half-baked and there was not enough content to compensate.
Well, the Mario Golf game just also wasn't good.
Yeah,
in the slightest.
no. But it was the Mario Golf of that console generation, so at least it had a bit of value to a lot of people. But,
I will say, surprisingly, the Mario Strikers game is still very fun.
oh, I bet. It's just
Yeah.
again, there was not enough fucking content points for it to be worth it in the end.
No, you know what happened? They expected Mario Strikers to become this huge online thing like Splatoon or Smash.
Oh, that's just daft.
Yeah, no shit.
That's
But
just the Japanese company being fucking alienized again.
But they were actively pushing the online for fucking Mario Strikers, and I don't understand. Like, who wants to play that online against randos? You don't do that. You play it against friends like Mario Party.
Yeah.
Honestly, the fucking Mario Tennis game was 2 good patches away for kind of having a niche community that stayed, but that didn't really happen.
I think when they nerfed rolling and like completely changed how zone shots worked, that's when we stopped, right?
Yeah, basically, since you could just guarantee the point very easily.
Yeah, it became abusable. I remember we used to have like fucking 2-minute rallies for each round.
But honestly, that was kind of fun. Yeah.
No, yeah, it was incredibly fun.
Honestly, I'd rather have a drawn-out like dogfight in that game rather than just a slight misplay leading into just death.
Yeah. Well, we've gone
Speaking of
completely
aerial,
off topic
can-
now.
That's fine. That's fine.
Can I just say something?
yeah,
Like,
sure.
aerial combat nowadays has become a lot more harder to fix, in my book. Like,
in what kind of game?
Like in a dogfighting game or what?
you know, fucking Star Wars The Battlefront 2 or something like...
Yeah, so dogfighting.
Yeah. Things like that. You literally are in the air fighting, shooting and all that, because...
Yeah, in like planes and stuff, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dogfighting.
I feel like it has become a bit of a harder thing to pull off, at least in my book.
No,
it's just the novelty is gone.
It's not that it's harder to pull off. It's that the most like companies that do games with dogfighting, it's not the main focus or not one of the main focuses. So it ends up being like half baked and not feeling as good.
It's just that it's not enough of a niche to pull in a big audience since all of those like devs are still attached to like big corpa. So you're not really gonna get that game unless someone tries to pick up the mantle themselves.
Yeah.
I remember like I know none of us have played it and probably never will, but I remember hearing a lot of good things about the
Flight Sim?
dogfighting in War Thunder.
Oh.
Yeah, I've played some War Thunder.
Apparently, that's supposed to be like genuinely really fun. I'm not entirely sure, but I mean, it would make sense.
I'm not educated, but it sounds
Yeah,
realistic.
no, as you said, none of us have really played it, so we can't really make a judgment.
No,
Problem
I'm
with
just
War
saying what I've
Thunder
heard.
is just problem with War Thunder is just the way it play. Like the gameplay is really fun. I like the tank combat and the aerial combat in War Thunder a lot. Too bad it has the weirdest match system ever.
It has
because
Candy
you play
Crush charges.
Yeah, you play a match with all your fun toys and you died a couple of times and now you're just locked out of playing the game for a few hours because you just don't
Isn't
have
that-
any tanks or planes.
But that isn't that. Wait, I thought that was only World of Tanks that did that.
No,
Nope.
that's what
I mean,
World of Warships
That
also
is-
does it.
That's so fucking stupid. Just let me
It's
pick the
really
fucking thing I
dumb.
want
That's
to use.
genuine feces.
It's
this
really
is
dumb.
Gaijin in general. This is. Also,
Like-
they made enlisted. It also has like weird ass.
Just make
fucking
10
War
alts.
Thunder mechanics.
Like I could understand it if they did some sort of system where it's like, okay, before a match start, you get to pick like 5 tanks that you own, and then like each tank, when you die, you get to pick one of the other 5 tanks
I
you
think
have,
that
and then
is a
that one is just
system.
locked out. Yeah, they have that, but if someone just has like 50 tanks, they have 50 lives. If you have 2 tanks, you have 2 lives.
Wait, is that actually how it works? I thought you could only pick X amount. And
Yeah,
then,
but like from what I remember, like I remember playing with people who had like a lot more time than me, so they had a lot more upgrades and a lot more vehicles and such. I had like 2 tanks. I would die early in the round because I didn't know what I was doing, and I was just like, well, great spectating sport.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can't bring in an infinite amount of vehicles. I think
Well,
it's
yeah.
like 5 or something.
I would guess there's probably a cap, but like if someone doesn't have a lot of tanks, they should just be able to pick like the same tank multiple times.
I love China.
But yeah, there's plenty of you die, so now you have to pay to repair the tank and wait.
Yeah,
It's like
pay
mobile
5
It's
diamonds.
like mobile game mechanics. I have.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I said Candy Crush life system.
I'm gonna be very old right now and mention a game that is very old for our time. Or maybe not very old, but do any of you remember the game Let It Die?
Let it die?
I've
Yeah.
heard of it, but I've never played it.
It's like
Never.
I've heard from what I remember and from what I've heard. It's a game where basically you have one life and you need to spend it well because it's a survival tower game. You have to build yourself up for a final
Oh.
boss.
I've seen it. It's a roguelike.
Yeah,
It's a
the-
roguelike. Just.
Uncle Death, and as he's iconically called, like very funny meme character in the game.
I really, really want an armor tree. Or a
Arma
fort.
3.
Sorry.
Yeah, me too.
You,
I mean,
you got it right here, pal. Ah, shit,
Really?
you, my bro.
Great news, my friend.
You know
because
what I
like
mean.
the fucking new engine, they are working on the new engine. So
Yeah.
I'm hyped about that. Imagine if Arma 3 ran above 30 frames.
That would be fucking crazy.
No, but apparently, I really hope it does run actually because holy fuck Arma. But if Arma 4 genuinely has like actual fucking frames and a decent system, like Arma 3 is fun, don't get me wrong, but there's some systems that are really fucked. Like the medical system is really, really bad.
That game's a fucking blur to me.
Why do I need to hold Windows key to heal somebody?
Oh,
Please
that I
God,
do
put it
remember.
on anything else.
That I do remember.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to hold Windows key to interact with
Those
others.
keybinds were ass.
And you can't rebind them.
What?
No,
That's
no.
great.
You
Sounds
I'm
immaculate.
pretty sure you can rebind pretty much all keys, but it's just since there's like Ace Medical and shit like that. It's just there's a lot of fucking keys. It's Arma. There's a key for this is how much pressure you need to put into your asshole to take a shit.
They could really have used some like kind of menu system or something.
I'm just a little confused. Isn't pressing Windows key basically tabbing you out of your game?
No, so they
No.
disabled that for Arma.
Well, obviously.
But nobody presses Windows keys in any game, so that's so...
No.
Well, their
Bad.
reasoning, if I remember correctly, their reasoning is when you need to open that menu, you cannot walk. Therefore, Windows key is not like an unreasonable key to press.
Isn't it kind of funny that we're talking about the state of AAA games, and I come across this funny little image.
Oh no.
That's great.
That's a bit of a coincidence.
Coincidence, wouldn't you say?
Oh my god, I completely forgot that Forspoken existed.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Forspoken
Oh my
is a
god.
that sure is a video game.
So let me get this straight.
Yeah, kill dragons. That's something I do now.
It's so fucking bad.
It's the worst of Marvel movies, and mixed with a Ubisoft game. It's so bad.
Specifically for...
Fucking
for-
Melissa and Mike guy got a fucking job finally.
Mike and Melissa. Oh my god.
We're on a roll now, aren't we?
Oh my god.
Okay, back to my original topic now. I think I'm
Yeah.
scrolling back like fucking 8 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
Fucking... what was I even exactly saying? Oh yeah, fucking anal game devs not wanting to fucking... Shut up.
Anal. You can't start the conversation with anal game devs.
We're gonna have to censor that, aren't we?
Perfectionistic game developers are impatient to see how a competitive community evolves and either forces it or completely locks it out.
Yeah.
There is no in between. The last in between, if you ask me, was Team Fortress 2, and even then, they did a kind of shoddy job at it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially considering the competitive one, since they blindly followed the Sixes community for Meet Your Match, and the game got very fucking stinky. At least for a bit.
Honestly, I think that Smash 4 was a better example because Nintendo was actively countering the competitive scene back at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I just wanted to draw a closer comparison.
Yeah.
And I still think TF2 is one of the better cases between holding a decent camaraderie with casual and competitive folk.
Yeah, I guess.
It's just Smash 4 was the extreme of just, fuck you, we don't want you here, you're not our consumer base, we're not caring, fuck off.
Yeah, and
And-
somehow they still persisted.
Yeah.
Well,
Until
yeah,
Bayonetta, that is.
Oh, yeah,
well,
Bayonetta.
I mean, they didn't have to at that point. Everyone's just kind of done with the game after what happened at EVO.
Yeah. Well, not even just what happened at EVO. Everybody was done with the game because it was literally just Bayonetta. and that
Bayo
was
Cloud. Bayo Cloud.
it. Yeah.
I don't know, it's just... I feel like when you should interfere with game balance should just be if there's one overwhelmingly popular pick that's too easy for its own good.
I wouldn't
like-
say popular. Popularity does not necessarily mean good.
No, and I do agree on that, because for a lot of games, and even shit like Overwatch, people can discover characters, strategies, whatever, that were considered kind of shit, but weren't just used right. But
Just-
what?
Just doesn't, like, I just want to give an example. Overwatch 1 Mercy at the end of the game's life. Very fucking terrible healer.
Yeah.
Still one of the most popular.
Oh, yeah, just because of
Ease
how
of use.
ease of use and loyal fan base.
No,
I-
not loyal fan base, just ease of use.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I wouldn't directly say ease of use. It's just the amount of effort needed for the biggest reward, if that makes sense.
I suppose.
Uh, Again, I can't really put it exactly to a few concise words. It's just, especially in the case of Overwatch, they shouldn't have fucking touched anything for at least 6 months. Like, remember the song and fucking dance they did with Widow?
Oh god. But yeah, just in general, like fucking game balancing is weird nowadays.
It's way too like it's way too much of concern for devs, at
It's-
least for what it's worth.
Honestly, it's like two polar ends. Either there's no balancing going on, which means there's one like extremely prevalent meta which dominates the game and makes the game stale, or there's so much balancing that nothing is fun to use.
Well, yeah, and that's where you get that problem of that supposed perfect balance, where either
Yeah.
everything is so broken that no one's ever having fun, or everything is so situational that people need to take turns having fun.
If you're constantly thinking about balance and throwing out a patch to balance a game, then gamers will just expect, or players will just expect a
Gamers.
fucking
Gamer.
patch every month or so, and nothing will stay the same for them if they wanted to. Like,
Honestly,
they have a character that they think is fun.
I still
Too
think
bad,
that
it'll be balanced
Titanfall. I still think that Titanfall 2 is one of the best ever balanced games
It is. It is.
because
Titanfall's the goat.
they never touched. I don't think they touched any of the weapons apart from I think nerfing like one or two a little bit, like very slightly,
Sure.
and then they nerfed one ability once, and that was all they did because that's all they needed to do.
I mean, that's also a case of polish. I think Titanfall 2 was a very polished game, even on release.
Well, that's also because it was built on top of the same engine and assets as Titanfall 1, but
That
That
didn't
aside.
stop Overwatch. So.
yeah, true. No, but like that aside, like Titanfall 2 was given the proper time in the oven
Well,
to finish
yeah,
making.
it's just it was the last prominent game where all of the stars aligned, where you have passionate devs, enough time and money to make the ideas actually come out, enough like interactivity with the community to still keep things like civil. I don't know. I feel like Titanfall 2 was the last game that really hit that funny spot for everyone,
Yeah.
at least for
Yeah.
shooters, because everything after that was just a fast burning candle. At
Well,
least in that regard.
release Overwatch was really fun, but it just got worse.
I'm pretty sure Titanfall 2 was after Overwatch's
I am
release.
fairly certain it wasn't. Let me check.
I'm pretty sure Overwatch was May of 2016, and I'm pretty sure Titanfall 2 was October, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you got that right. But I'm guessing it's because the beta for Overwatch started in 2015.
Yeah, then it feels
yeah.
a bit older. Yeah,
I've been playing since the beta, so
that's understandable.
I'm a bit off.
And honestly, I kind of envy you for being part of the closed beta because I really wanted to.
We didn't know each other at the time, mate. I would
I
have
know,
invited you.
I know. It's just, man, I wish I had more time in that state of Overwatch.
Yeah. Though I will say at that time I was not very good at video games, so
You
Yeah.
don't have to be to still enjoy it. Now for Overwatch, you have to be to just even slightly sometimes enjoy it.
yeah.
I don't know. I just think there are so many roadblocks for specifically AAA games to be that feel good, high skill ceiling, but still overall really fun shooter to really happen.
No, but it doesn't have to be AAA. Wasn't Splitgate indie?
Well, yeah, but Splitgate just kind of off themselves.
Yeah, they went like, oh yeah, we're just gonna end the support. We're gonna make Splitgate 2.
Yeah, and then nothing was heard from them again. Hopefully they'll
That's-
say something in the future, but
That's really unfortunate because I didn't play the game. It's not my type of shooter, but it was. It looked like fun and it
yeah.
sounded like fucking. It sounded like the people that did play it thoroughly enjoyed it, from what I've heard. Fuck.
Fuck it.
Filler episode.
Anyway.
No, but I feel like we have all come to establish and understand that games are being harder to make to please the audience, but
I
also
don't-
work for themselves.
No,
I
that's
don't
not really
think
the sentiment.
games are getting harder to make. I think it's that a lot of companies refuse to give their own developers the proper time and like resources that they need to deliver, like actually finish the image of they have of the game they want to make.
And that's why
You know-
I think if everyone wants like another like big competitive whatever the fuck for the genre, I feel like it has to be indie. I mean, look at Rivals. That filled
Yeah.
the gap for Smash 4 to alts, I think, decently well, at least
No,
from
but-
what I remember.
No, what I mean is like game is still a media, quote unquote, thing because like much like music nowadays is a bit harder to make because we've already been able to like make songs
I
nowadays.
wouldn't open that can of
No.
worms.
Let me get this straight. Like,
I get what you're saying. It's harder to get into the video game market and harder to make something terribly unique.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because we already have like, okay, we
Yeah,
have
but the
first
thing
person
is-
shooter.
the
What's
thing
coming
is,
next
Fades,
year? Another
the
first
thing-
person shooter, and like we've already established.
I mean, that's just
Multiple
marketing
times.
Oh, we're not
saturation.
getting
is-
any first-person shooters right now.
the
Actually.
the notion that every single game needs to be completely unique is just not true.
No. That goes with anything.
God damn it, Cuddle. Western Game Dev has been here. How did you
can
know?
tell?
155 gigabytes. But yeah, I think we're losing steam fast.
A bit, yeah. I feel like we could segue into. I feel like
What
we
did-
could segue into this better next week, whatever the fuck.
I mean,
Yeah,
It's
whenever
just
we
that
decide.
we're kind of circling our tails. I don't want to do next week.
Yeah.
I wanna
next
make
time
the
we
effort.
decide.
I mean, have we
Yeah,
have
sure.
we basically talked about all the points right now? Like we've talked about.
Oh, we've
good, the
talked
bad,
we
the
talked
ugly.
about the points we wanted to make in the first hour, I think, and then we just kind of trailed off.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, one thing I will say, we in the beginning of the episode, I introduced this. We were going to talk about AAA games and E3. We have not mentioned E3 once.
That is hilarious.
Yes.
That is hilarious. Well, let's make it count.
Oh shit, we forgot
let's-
about that.
E3,
E3
bad.
got cancelled.
Yeah.
There.
okay,
Whoa.
so-
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
It sucked for the last 4 years anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, roll outro.
Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, this has been nothing but giggles. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.
Hello. Oh my fucking god. I said one word.
Hello, everybody. My name
Immediately
is
broke.
Markiplier.
Hello, everybody. My name's Markiplier today. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the new show we're gonna be making. It's a small podcast. We're gonna be calling Nothing But Giggles. It's a small podcast with a
You already
couple
said
different
that.
people. Said small. Fuck you. Now we're gonna have to do it again.
I was setting the mood.
It's gonna take a couple takes.